It's 6 o'clock. We're going to come to order. Thank you for all of you being here, all of our county representatives. Thank you for being here. And we're going to have a call to order for those of us here on the council. Roll call is Lawrence Drone. I am the chair. I'm here. Jaime Sanchez is not here. Samantha Soto?
Here.
Here. William Martin?
Here.
Here. Katie Jane Trout, alternate member, is not here. We do have Lisa Sarmiento.
Here.
Amen. All right. Here we go. All right. We're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Starting at the top of the agenda here for what we have moving forward.
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Yes, please go ahead.
Perez, interim acting chief of staff for supervisor materials here. Nice to see you all. Thank you all for making it out tonight. There are some corrections to the agenda prior to your approval. Unfortunately, Chief Scoville couldn't be here tonight from the fire department due to being the hero that he is, and he's out there fighting fires right now. So, we do have engineer Jesus Dubos that will be for giving the update on behalf of fire. And unfortunately, we don't have Captain Lamb here either. He is out protecting our communities tonight, but we do have representation from the sheriffs as well. And the last is, unfortunately, Misael Tomat from Assemblymember Corey Jackson's office is ill and couldn't be here tonight, but we do wish him a speedy recovery.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ruben. And thank you to our first responders who are protecting our community. So the approval of the agenda items may be added to the agenda in accordance with section 549, 54.2b of the government code upon a determination by a 2/3 vote of the members present, or if less than 2/3 of the members are present, a unanimous vote of those members present, that there is a need to take immediate action. And that need for action comes to the attention of the council after posting the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as published?
I move to approve the agenda.
We have a first. We have a second. We have a vote.
Aye.
Aye. All right. It's been approved. Thank you. Minutes have been approved for March 20th. Next up on the agenda, we have time, 3 minutes, for public comment and on matters on agenda or non-agenda items. Anyone wishing to address the council on matters not on the agenda, but within subject matter jurisdiction of the council, may do so at this time. Each member of the public shall have 3 minutes. 3 minutes. The council chair has discretion to reduce speaking time to 2 minutes per speaker to ensure everyone can address the council. Under the Ralph M. Brown Act, the council may not act on any matter not on the agenda, but the council may provide a brief response or refer a matter to staff for a follow-up. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a 3-minute setting for public comments. That time is going to start with who I have here. I'm not sure who was first, the Jason Lee or Tony Gilliam. Jason Lee.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the MAC. My name is Jason Lee. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here because I have a very large project that I'm building in the city of New England, or city of Lakewood. It is 500 acres on the corner of Bridge and Route 1 Expressway. We are going through the planning process of this county of Riverside right now. And what I'd like to do is invite you all to an open We're going to present the project to you all. I would love to get some community feedback from you. It is something that we feel is very important for our process. I know you've got a couple projects going through the process now, and I've been here in a couple of meetings, and I've seen that being a little bit more proactive is probably a little bit better in this neighborhood. I've kind of learned from some of the mistakes that the other people have done. So because of that, I'd like to invite you. It's going to be in 2 weeks at 30401 Reservoir. It's a school property. I actually have a couple, some flyers that I'm going to put up on the table here so you can grab those as you leave. And the idea is that it's going to be an open house. We're going to present the project to you. I'm going to be there to answer questions. It's a very preliminary part of the step that we're doing right now. We have some idea about what we're trying to do. It's a combination of commercial and industrial buildings. It is right against a big earthquake fault and against the floodplain, and it's right against Roma Expressway. So I think it's a preview of what I'm going to say, but I think essentially industrial isn't really popular, and I've done quite a bit of it, and it's one of those properties where if you were to put it in the right spot, it's the right place to put industrial buildings. It's not really well located because of the earthquake fault and the floodplain for residential. We've got an off-roading off ramp, essentially off the new Mid-County Parkway. So it's something I think I would love to get your feedback on, and it's something we're going through the county process on. So I invite you all. Like I said, I'll have a sign-up sheet that you can sign up here. I know there are quite a few web pages or Facebook pages that are part of the MAC here. And if you can put that out, whoever's running those, that information out, I would love to get as many people as possible. We're going to try to get a little bit of light refreshments there from Zapatas there. I know it's going to be at around 6 o'clock. So from 6 to 8, we're going to have it there on Thursday the 29th. So I invite you all and to participate in the involvement in your neighborhood. Thank you.
Jason, again, can you say the address to the location?
Yes, 30401 Reservoir. I think it's called Simpson Hall, or the school district. Yes, probably. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so we rented out the hall. We'll have some boards up, and we'll just be there. It'll be very informal. We're just going to be roaming around. So you can take a look at the project, take a look at the boards we put up, and ask questions. Not only ask questions, but give guidance. Thank you.
Any comments from the board or the guest board?
I'd like to make a motion to the supervisor's office that any upcoming plans, communities coming to Nuevo area be on the next agenda for the entire public to know. So that way we can start looking at these holistically as opposed to one at a time. I personally been getting phone calls from Richland and they're not liking my answers. And so while I hear what you're saying, I'd like to see this because I've been getting hit with 3 or 4 different developments and I'm losing track of them all. And so I'd like to get a summary of all the different developments and proposed developments coming to the area. Because quite honestly, sure, while you have every right to explore that, the community as a whole doesn't want any warehouses, period. And as soon as we give you warehouses, whether it's on the fault line or not, we set a prior precedent for everybody else. So that might be a tough step.
I second that.
Yes, Greg.
We're supposed to be getting that already, but Mac is supposed to be getting a summary of projects and plan for our.
So Greg, I hear you loud and clear. And when I'm allowed to talk at the end, I'm going to give you all a very vocal opinion, which I know you expect nothing less from me on that entire topic.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Oh, Jason, rather. Thank you, Jason. Next up, we have Tanya Gillian. Oh,
Hi, board members. Good afternoon. So I just want to talk about 2 things. First and foremost is the children. To District 5, we were able to come up with a robotics club for the month of August. We do have limited spaces of 20 availability, but it is through the Tech Speak Center. They're located in Riverside. They actually do have a club and, are able to make the drive out there. But thanks to the District 5, they'll be able to come out here to the new library. It'll be once a week for 1 hour. And they're going to be pretty much learning as far as coding, bringing the robotics together and providing both of them, the mechanics and the coding. It's a really good, cool company. And the reality is that we see AI coming and digital, using AI and advantage. Robotics is going to be more or less part of the normal part of working industry overall. So the more we can get them geared towards that, the better it would be. So I have flyers out there if you're interested. It's from grade 3 to 8. And like I said, it'll be an hour. It'll start on every Wednesday at August 6th. And then secondly, I do want to talk about the summer project. I'm just inviting everybody to the following meeting for the community. Just have at the youth library as well, just to go over it, create a website along with Walk in the Parade. And we're just trying to figure out how we can get more community members aware of the project, at least because a lot of members are not even aware that there is such a big project coming. So it will impact the community. We can see you guys out there. It is going to be posted on the What's Constructing and Rebel Facebook page. Thank you.
Quick question about your robotics program. Is that a mobile or is that in the library?
It's in the library. Yes.
Illegal?
Yeah, to be in the meeting room, they'll bring it's like computers, the program out there, they'll have a couple of assistants there to go over it. They'll be using the projector to have the kids, follow one-on-one, and they're able to also kind of assist any other kids if they need a little bit more assistance.
And your second thing is the event you're having at
The community library meeting as well. Yeah, we're using the meeting room.
No, you're supposed to. The library needs that work.
They have quite a bit cute cool things going on before all of these events as well. So I do definitely recommend going out to the library.
Thank you.
In regards to the Stonebridge meetings, what is the intent behind those? And are you just trying to create community awareness? What are you trying to do right now?
Yeah, so right now, the project is in a zoning, so they want to rezone, and after rezone comes an actual project. So it's pretty much that's the same process twice. So right now, if we could at least get awareness, if one as a community comes together and say, hey, maybe we can do this, maybe we can't, or as a community bring more awareness, so if we are all against it, then the numbers will be, the power will be in the numbers, because if only 20 to 30 people show up, what is consistently that I've been a part of, then I don't think they'll be able to fight that back. So it's at least creating awareness, gathering ideas from people, especially that don't attend those meetings, like how can I get your attention to actually participate in signing a petition and actually showing up to the commissioning meeting and board of supervisors meeting, sure you'll be an actual impact.
Chairman, may I speak to that?
Yes, we got ask for 3 minutes, but thank you. Yes.
2 points. So number one, the Stonebridge developers contacted me yesterday while I was at Denver for business. And what I find here is very contradictory from what this lady speaking to what Stonebridge developers are saying. So the message that Stonebridge gave me on the phone call yesterday was that they've been door knocking, going door to door in the community to make everybody aware of this project, that they've got so much momentum and such. And I basically said, sir, you're going to say that because you're trying to sell something, okay? So whereas this lady here has been a great advocate for the community and awareness of the program and so on and so forth. So what I want to make the community aware of is the smoke and mirrors are already going up, okay? And to other developers in this room, I would just take note that being honest and truthful will get you a lot further than smoke and mirrors. So that's the first thing. The second thing is for District 5. With regards to these meetings that are being asked, whether it's at pizza joint, the library, etc., what can the MAC do to attend these where we're not violating the Brown Act?
Thank you for the question, Mr. Martin. You are free to attend, because that is your own prerogative. However, you cannot discuss the project with other MAC members, other than in a public setting. So you can discuss it with one other one, but you can't discuss it with more than one, because that would be a violation of the Brown Act. You can do that in open.
Thank you, Ruben. So the reason I bring that up to the community is that recently the MACs had gone through another round of Brown Act training here recently, And I want the community to know that there are situations where we want to be present. There are things we want to comment on. However, we are legally bound to what we can and cannot do. So I bring that point up in front of everyone right now to understand that just because we're not saying something doesn't mean we're not doing something behind the scenes. Okay?
Thank you so much. And thank you, Ruben, and thank you, again, Will. We are moving along, with our next public comment. We have Chuck Santon.
Thank you. First off, thank you, Ruben, because you clarified something, and that is that your guys' hands aren't tied. You know, the Brown Act, everybody seems to be so afraid of the Brown Act. Okay, don't be. Okay, there's a lot you can still do. It's just you guys can't have meetings amongst yourselves.
No, but I had to get it on the record just so we're all on the same page.
And I appreciate it. Thank you, because if you hadn't, I was going to. Okay. Next thing is, please, I ask you from the community, post the agenda as soon as you can on the local social media, on all of them. Okay, get it out there, because so many people were asking just yesterday, is there going to be a meeting? Get it out there, please. Okay, your guys' first and foremost job as a MAC is to be a conduit between the community and District 5. Okay, and the conduit stuff flows through. Okay, so you need to disseminate that information to the community, please. And I asked District 5 to please get the agenda out. I know it requires 72-hour notice, but in the past, they have always tried to get it out a week ahead of time, if possible. If it is possible, please do so. Second of all, I'd like to speak to the parade we just had, the 4th of July parade. Is anybody here from the Lions Club? Okay, I'll speak for them. This year was kind of unique. First time we experienced it, just as the parade was literally starting, I ran the parade route one last time, and how I missed it when I went down before, I don't know, but we saw 150 yards of lines down and a snap telephone pole with power going across the parade. I'd like to thank CHP, specifically Officer Batista. He was Johnny on the spot. He took care of it while we were trying to figure out what we were going to do with the parade, because fire notified us that it was going to be shut down. So we had to move our road closures, re-divert the parade down north. The community did a fantastic job relocating and moving down there, and I won't say it was seamless, but it was as good as it could get considering the situation. We had a parade coming down the street, and all of a sudden we had a road closure. So thank you for everybody involved in that. That's all I got, folks.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Chuck. And thank you, CHP Officer Batista, for your assistance in the parade. For you who were able to attend the parade, thank you as well.
Can I talk to him about the agenda? I wanted to let you, everybody here, in regards to the agenda, I don't get it for like 2 days prior. And by the time I see it in the email, I try and post it via Tanya, because my understanding is that District 5 is the one that's responsible for posting it on the community page. So I don't know if that's different. I think I have talked to Lawrence. I said, hey, post it, because I kind of like want to go through the chain of command, which he is, the one that I think should be posting it as well. I would like to see the agenda a week prior to give everybody a chance to look at it, if they have any comments that they're going to be talking about. But we're only getting it, I think, just 72 hours prior, which I personally don't think is a lot of time.
And to your point, Lisa, the agenda is coming in such last minute that we're not able to review it and ask for any changes or request a change. The current agenda has no influence, no impact from the MAC. The supervisor has a rather lengthy list of items for me personally, that he made a commitment to me that we would start addressing those things 1 or 2 items at a time per agenda. And as with this agenda, some of those items are still not on there again, which is quite honestly frustrating me. And The supervisor and I are gonna have a one-on-one meeting here in the next 2 weeks because, so, we're doing what we can, but on the same token too, we can only work with what we've got. So, I'm not a big fan of airing dirty laundry or sharing that there might be a little bit of challenges that we're working through, but it's the facts, and we're going to stick to the facts. So hopefully, moving forward in the next meeting, we can get a little bit better at that collectively.
I do have a question. Is it, I mean, because obviously we already have the next date set for the MAC meeting, correct? So even if we're not getting the agenda until 72 hours before, is it possible just to make a community post to remind people like a week before, hey, MAC meeting is coming up on such and such a date? Can we do that? Is that something we can do? Okay. All right.
I can speak to some of that, and thank you for the points and questions that they're well taken by our office. We're doing our best here, and we apologize that we're not able to get y'all the agenda as quick as possible. We do have several channels that we need to go through. One is the approval of the agenda for it to be sent out by the supervisor, and I know that Crystal does work with the chair to get items on the agenda prior to it being sent out. But we'll do our best to get you the agenda further out in advance, and also to work through some of those items, Mr. Martin, that you have been requested. As it relates to it being posted on the Nuevo page, we are only, and I'm not making any excuses here, we're only legally bound to post the agenda on the location at the CAC and our website. So we do that prior to the 72-hour deadline. However, I currently do not have access to the Nuevo page, but and I think I have requested it, but I'll go ahead and request it again. So hopefully I do have access. You have the commitment for me to send that agenda or post it on that Nuevo page from here on out.
If they move forward, right after the meeting, I'll approve it right now.
Perfect. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, no. That's why I said all of it, but I can approve that one.
I'll get every single one of those pages, and we'll get it posted on every single one.
But Ruben, we are okay to post the date of the meeting, say a week prior or a week and a half prior, just to let people know, hey, the meeting's coming up. We can legally do that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And I think the proof's in the pudding because the last 2 meetings have been very poorly attended.
So, again, if I may add, on our website, all the dates for the whole year are shared at the beginning of the year, every single date for the rest of the year.
There
So
are
they're all
people
on
in
there.
our community that do not have internet,
Yeah.
especially right now with the wire stuff going on.
Yeah, so they're on there, and if anyone wants to log on and send a reminder out on Facebook, that's perfectly fine.
I think it would be good once we get that on the Nuevo page, getting it out, and then have it word of mouth as well. We can call individuals in our community to make sure they know, just in case that they're not able to get on the internet for the announcement. Yes.
I just want to know, what do you consider the Nuevo page?
Well, there's 3 of them or 2 of them. I know there's a Nuevo page, there's a Nuevo No Rules page. I think there's a Nuevo construction page as well.
There's a What's Happening Nuevo, which is the largest of them all, which is like 4,000.
What's up, Nuevo?
Yeah, there's What's Up Nuevo. There's several.
And no rules.
Yeah, so, and honestly, it's kind of hard with every time there's been on due to admin issues or whatever to do that. So I can see the county's perspective from that, and we're checking the box properly. But the thing is that on the same token, this has to be a partnership amongst all sides, from the community to the MAC, to District 5, et cetera. And I think what you're kind of hearing from us is that we want to try to have more direction and shape, because, all of our time is valuable, everyone in this room, right? We can't replace it, so we've got to do something positively.
Yes, indeed. All right, we're going to move on. Number 7 on the agenda is action items, reports, and information calendar. The council and the public will receive reports and updates from staff, county departments, and local agencies. All reports and information items are automatically received and filed once presented with no action by the council. Anticipate a brief public Q&A with the department agency representative will take place following each report or information item. Members of the public are asked to observe a 1-minute time limit, which may be extended by the council chair if time permits. And on the agenda, we have here a renaming of the Transportation Ad Hoc Committee to Ad Hoc Committee on Road Improvement Prioritization. And if I'm allowed to read this, I want to read to you what that means. What it means is going to be something change, a name change, but here are the responsibilities of the committee. The committee charge, the purpose. The Ad Hoc Committee on Road Improvement Prioritization is established to gather input and provide recommendations to the MAC and Supervisor Gutierrez's office on future road improvement and betterment projects. The committee's focus will be to help prioritize infrastructure needs, including road widening, traffic signals, stop signs, and pavement markings based on safety, traffic circulation, and available funding. Scope of work. The committee shall review and incorporate community feedback regarding road safety and infrastructure improvement needs. Number two, identify and recommend road improvement projects, including road widening, traffic signals, stop signs, and pavement markings for consideration as long as funding is available. Number three, conduct quarterly field tours of various county maintained roadways within the Lakeview Nuevo area to observe and document current conditions and identify areas in need of attention. Number four, develop a prioritized list of recommended projects based on need, community input, and budget availability. Number five, present findings and recommendations to the MAC, Supervisor Gutierrez's office on a biannual basis or as requested. Membership will consist of 5 members appointed by the MAC and may include 2 MAC members, Nuevo residents, subject matter experts, representatives from the Transportation Department who serve in an advisory role, and staff from D5 who coordinate meetings and logistics. Term and meetings. This ad hoc committee shall meet quarterly and operate until its final recommendations are submitted, not to exceed 12 to 18 months unless extended. Additional meetings may be scheduled as necessary. This is the reading of the new ad hoc committee on road improvement prioritization. It's the new name of it. This is the description of what that is. So we're renaming it to the ad hoc committee on road improvement prioritization. And we're going to make a motion to appoint 2 MAC members to the ad hoc committee on road improvement prioritization. I will say this and how we handle it. Do we need to make a motion for this, for the group of the choosing?
Yeah, if somebody, apologies, somebody can either volunteer or Mr. Chair, you also have the power to appoint if you'd like, but that's usually how it would work.
Thank you. I'd like to say this. I'd like to appoint myself. I was actually on the ad hoc transportation committee, the old name, and now we have a new name, so I will elect myself. And I think there's another member of the committee, or chair, I'm sorry, the MAC that would need to. Oh, okay. All right, well, then we got a team up here. Team. Well, we're going to submit myself and Will for the 2 MAC members and the ad hoc committee on road improvement prioritization. We need a motion to carry it.
I make,
Yes.
I'll second it.
First,
First,
you're seconding it?
I'll second
Samantha?
it,
Okay,
yes.
so we have approval? All right, sounds good.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
point of clarity, there was a road committee that was never officially dissolved, and there's still people here in this room that were part of that, so not now, but I'm requesting clarity about whether those members are still in good standing with the newly named committee.
Gotcha.
That would be up to the MAC's prerogative if they would like to. This item came up as an action item because it was requested at our last MAC meeting that we kind of brought it back as there was new members in the MAC and there was confusion as to what the official charge would be. So we took a look at it with input from the Department of Transportation, and this is what we brought forward. However, it's that prerogative as to who would be the members of the public, or that the decision of who would be the members of the public would be the MAC's prerogative.
And who were the previous?
Based upon anybody in this room who's on that committee, can I get a show of hands? Chisholm, okay, so, I'm gonna make the motion that Mr. Chisholm, Mr. Locke be retained for that committee. Vote?
We called Chuck, and we have Mr. Chisholm, and we have Mr.
No, I did, sorry. I didn't see
Right,
it.
I think it was right now. Enough?
So, of the three, does anybody want to be on the committee? Okay,
Yeah, Mark.
so now we got okay, so steel cage match. Okay, so, I'm gonna say 2 of the 3 because that gentleman right there needs to be on the committee.
Which gentleman?
The gentleman from the road gentleman, I forget his name.
I don't think I counted 5.
He's actually, he's actually part of the department.
Okay,
You
so
take one? Okay, so we have him here, he's here. Just get your name.
Bruce Dennis.
Bruce. Bruce is gonna go. Okay, so we got Bruce, we got Chuck, we got Marshall, and Nick.
Well, it's only be 5.
Yes, okay.
6.
Okay, well, we got, let's see here, we have 5 members appointed to the MAC, including 2 MAC, okay, so we need 3. 3 from the public. We have 2 MAC, that makes 2 already. We got 3. Okay. Thank you for your volunteer. Thank you much. And let's see here. We got request B5 to put the Nuevo beautification survey on the website. That's action item. Do we speak towards that? Yes.
I can provide some clarification. This also came from the previous MAC meeting by requested through a MAC member Martin, who asked that we bring this back as an action item in order to put the beautification survey onto our website, so therefore other or more individuals in the community can access it.
So if the community remembers, there was that third-party consultant that was hired that came in and was trying to give us the summary of events and summary of data that came back, and the numbers were very, very low. I forget the exact number. I want to say it's like 40 something people as opposed to 8,000 or 9,000 people here in the community. So this was a request by me. So Ruben, if I can, so has this actually happened yet, or what is the timeline for this to happen?
It hasn't happened yet because it was pending approval from the MAC, and once we receive your approval, I'll go ahead and email reach out to the consultants tomorrow, and it should be put within a couple of days.
Okay. So I'll motion to vote.
The question I have here is, there'll be a question tomorrow. Is it going to be subject to those outside of the web because it's a county website?
No, the consultant will do their job as to filtering whose responses are getting put on.
Sounds good. Yes.
What's
Go ahead.
it'll go on the Nuevo MAC page on the county? Is that what you're saying, or are you just gonna go to broader page?
The District 5 website.
Okay, that's fine. I'm on the beautification committee. Timing is kind of interesting here. At some point we want to reach some conclusion. We put some brackets around how long this is gonna take to reach a conclusion.
Yeah, so at the last, when I brought
I'll
it,
ask you the chair, Will.
Yes, go ahead. Your question again.
Question is, let's put some brackets around this. It's great to put it on the county website, but when will we actually start to take action about beautification?
Well, that's a question for Ruben about the action of the beautification committee when that thing takes place, which because you have had your meetings. When will the first action take place? And that's what you're asking, right, Greg?
Okay, thank you.
Well, the consultant was ready to put together all the feedback into a report. However, we put that on pause due to Mr. Martin asking that it get put on the website to engage more community members. So really, we can leave that up to the beautification committee to decide how long it should be put up on the website.
I just think longer is worse. We should probably start to pick up the pace a little bit.
Mr. Morris, when I made the motion last time, the goal was to have it up and actually being able to take it by the September meeting.
Okay.
The next meeting. That was what I had said last meeting. That's what I was trying to say when you were addressing the sheriff. So, 'cause I agree with you, I'm getting tired of wasting time. So my opinion here is that the MAC approves this now and we have a cutoff, say, within 2 weeks of the next MAC meeting. So that way the consultant from the county comes prepared, so that way the beautification committee can start taking action in September. So I'd like to take a vote on that.
I have a quick question. On the consultant, what exactly are they charging for all that? And does it come out of the budget of the beautification?
Dennis, would you be able to help me out with this?
Yes, so the consultant is part of our, we have two consultants on board. We have an architect consultant that's hired through our department, which is funded by supervisor to the sheriff's office. And part of that budget is for that third party PR consultant. So it is being funded with the same pot of money overall. But it's, I don't know off the top of my head, I think it was total for both consultants is 120,000. I'm not too sure. We can find that.
Little history, because I was on I am on the certification committee. The original number was approximately 500 to $1 million, and then 500 was the closer approximation at the last meeting for the total project. So I guess a better question would be, is that 120, maybe 120? I'm not sure.
Well, it's not 120. It's like 20 to 25.
Okay, sorry.
So yeah, so if it's 500,000 that they allocated, out of that 500,000, all the design work, or the construction, everything's going to come out of that. So when we look at projects or improvements, we look at that, and that's how we can advise you to say, okay, this is going to cost this much total from start to finish, and then we can break it down. So if it's 500,000, we're not 500,000 worth of material in the street, or because we have soft costs that have to be funded at the same time.
Be helpful to have kind of a breakdown.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. We can have a breakdown of the transportation budget, so the beautification committee can know moving forward what they can expect to have put into the budget for the improvements.
We'll provide that to the beautification committee and the MAC members, and share that with the various Facebook pages as well, so they can post it on the site.
So are we able to go back and vote if we want to approve this, so that way we can establish some statutes and try to get this moving forward? So I'd like to make a motion to vote that the beautification survey be posted with District 5 website. Any opposed? Motion? Second?
Second.
Well, then we have it. We're going to put it up, and thank you for putting that notice up on the county website. We are going to there is, we did the beautification survey on the website, we took care of that, and then we have the MAC member that's not going to be done tonight, because he's not here, or that person's not here. Let's go now to the County Department of Staff reports. Presenters must direct the report to the council at the conclusion of the presentation. Chair may allow questions that are limited to 1 minute. Each speaker must first be recognized by the chair. What we have up first is Sergeant Talbot from the Sheriff's Department. Is it deputy?
Yeah.
Okay. I had to go on.
You can say no to a motion. I don't want to be. Hey, good. I'm Deputy Thomas. I work this area sometimes I don't. But I'm going some stats for the last couple of months that happened over here. In June, you had 205 calls, that's radio calls. That's minus 32 from the month before. The total calls for the year for the parish station, we have 6,529 calls. For the crimes that happened in this area in June, you had 3 assaults, 1 theft, 2 car thefts, a total of 6 altogether. We had 3 felony arrests in this area. Like I said, my team is still out here handling, we've been chasing these ORVs out here, taking them down and stuff. And, I noticed some questions you guys called the captain about a shooting that happened yesterday. It was a shooting that happened in Nuevo, but it didn't have to do nothing with the Nuevo. These teams, we got 2 in custody, they were from Menifee. And it's happened to meet out here and the shooting happened. But I can't, that's where I can go on it, because technically we still investigating it right now.
That's all I got right now.
Thank you so much for that. We appreciate what the sheriff's department is doing for our community, and at some point we might get a substation.
I hope so.
Hey, all right. Okay.
Can I say something real quick? This man here, he's an amazing gentleman, Deputy Thomas. And he's been known for years as the mayor of Mead Valley. If there's a pursuit that comes into Nuevo with a stolen vehicle, he's the lead car behind it, I guarantee it, 9 times out of 10.
Thank you.
Very awesome.
Thank you.
Officer Thomas, Deputy Thomas, excuse me, sorry. With the recent wire and thefts that are going on right now, is there any action that the sheriff's department's be taking with that as it pertains to some of the power outages and internet outages, et cetera, they're having around the bridge area, et cetera?
Well, that's still an investigation right now. We got a very special thing. They're currently working on it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy. Now we have, next up, we have Officer Valentine from the California Highway Patrol. Please, Brett.
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Officer Valentine is going to be home with his family on some much needed rest for today. I will provide the stats for today. So far for the second quarter, sorry. All right, so second quarter stats for the California Highway Patrol. We've had 2 DUI arrests in this area, specifically to the Nuevo MAC area. There have been a total of 16 cites written in this area pertaining to speed, seatbelts, things like that, stop signs. There have been a total of 13 traffic crashes in the area, 5 of which have were injury collisions. Ongoing things that we have for the Highway Patrol in this area have been continued enforcement from our local CP officers. There has been a really good turnout when it comes to the community reporting either unsafe vehicles or abandoned vehicles, a lot of which have become stolen vehicles, so we definitely appreciate that and encourage the community to continue to be calling. Along those lines, again, the removal of the abandoned RVs and stolen vehicles has been, I want to say, a little bit higher than it was before in the first quarter. With the heat that's starting to happen in the area, vehicles are starting to break down a lot more. There has been an influx in delays when it comes to our local toll companies, just because of the sheer number of vehicles that have broken down. So it's really important for the community members to have safety items in the vehicles, to include water, clothing, to be able to obviously cover up from the sun if that's the case. Waiting long periods for these tow trucks is starting to become a more and more difficult thing that we're dealing with, just because of the sheer number of the heat and all the vehicles that are becoming disabled. Upcoming events for the area is the Start Smart class on August 13th at the Ben Clark Training Center. That's going to be in a large classroom number 37. That's going to be from 5 p.m. to approximately 7 p.m. That specific class is for new drivers, high school to first couple years of college that just received their driver's license, that could use a little bit more education on driving safe on the road. Once again, I really appreciate you guys having us here. I will definitely reach out to Officer Bautista in regards to 4th of July parade. We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Well, last week, I supposed to run off the twice where people was either texting or how's that combated? Briefly, I don't know.
So mostly it needs to be seen by an officer. What we'll do is we'll pay attention. It's pretty obvious at this point now, just someone with the phone up against their face, or if they're texting, we're looking for that specifically. So that's something that's
like
Past few years, we've had 2, 3, if you want to count one that was outside of town, DUI checkpoints. On average, they were arresting DUI drivers at a rate greater than 1 per 100 vehicles, which is pretty high. And we haven't had one in a while. Is there any grants that are out there that potentially we could have another DUI checkpoint?
Yes, sir. So there are several grants, just like you mentioned, specifically targeting DUI drivers. The last DUI checkpoint that we had was, I believe, in the month of February, and that was located still in our B4, which is the unincorporated Harris, Woodcrest kind of area. We have one specifically on Van Buren, Washington. So that was the last one. I believe there should be one coming up for third quarter. We'll probably see that at the end of the summer. I don't have the actual location as of yet, but I can definitely throw out there if you having another one here since we've had some in the past.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty high rate.
Unfortunately, it is. And
So, Officer Torres, what you're saying is there's a budget connected to these DOI checkpoints.
correct. So the state sponsors these budgets. They build them out to different law enforcement agencies throughout the county. I know the sheriff's department has theirs as well. The highway patrol, we have one specifically towards us.
Awesome. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Officer.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving right along, we have our planning department, John Hildebrand, who's coming up to give us some information.
Good evening, how are you doing? All right, John Hildebrand, Planning Director of the County. Couple of updates on the 29th of this month is our next Board of Supervisors hearing. There's a 5th District item going before the board. It is an amendment to the McKinney specific plan. What it's doing, and only what it's doing, is establishing planning area boundaries, basically drawing lines on a map to create those planning areas within the specific plan itself. It's not being approved for any construction, any grading, not changing the allowed uses within this plan, still all residential. They're just establishing the planning areas formally through a zoning change on the map itself. So I want to bring that to attention in case there's questions or it's cross your radar. So again, there's no track map with it. They're not approving specific implementation of a project. It's just lines on a map to establish the boundaries for number two, with respect to obtaining list of active projects in this area, what we had previously done was worked out on the planning department website on a monthly basis. We're extracting all of the active projects by district. So it's a very lengthy list on the website that's updated once a month that shows the statuses, list all the file numbers, all active in process projects through the county by each district. We wanted to take that a step further and create an interactive mapping system of some kind where you can literally draw a boundary or bring up community boundaries across the county, and within that boundary, we would extract a report of all active projects at the same time. So we're not there yet. It's a little bit more complicated to do that, but we are working. But in the interim, until that's completed, there's going to be a monthly updates of all active projects. So they're by address, they're by developer that's on there. I think the planner's name is signed in there as well. So there is information available on the website. Last thing, I get asked on a regular basis, what determines which kind of project goes to which hearing? And that's a very good question. We have three hearing bodies in the county that deal with land use matters. One is our lowest form, which is director's hearing. Then we have planning commission, and we have board of supervisors. And our two ordinances, our land use ordinance and our subdivision ordinance, in it specifies the application types and which hearing bodies have authority over approval of those things. And as you can imagine, our director's hearing, the lowest form of the hearing bodies, deals with small parcel maps, small cell towers, dog kennels, those kinds of things. Then the more complicated, larger projects go to planning commission. PC has approval authority over some types of projects, but also recommending. Any legislative act, like a general plan amendment, zone change, specific plan, ultimately has to be heard of the supervisors. So they would first go to the planning commission, the recommending body, to get into details a little bit more, and then they recommend where the recommendation is for the board. So any type of project that comes through our shop, planning department, generally gets scheduled when they're ready to go for one of these three hearing bodies. And we have some cheat charts, so developers know where they go. And we glad to provide this commission here with that cheat sheet. Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Going back to the Richland project, just for verification, every how many years are you able to change your zoning?
An easy one. They still have to go back through this entire process. So the specific plan runs for the land. It's good forever. If anything in the specific plan needs to be changed or amended, you have to go through the amendment process. And I'm going back to planning commission at some point, and ultimately board of supervisors. So it's two stops. Some changes are big, some changes are not so big. The one before us
Okay, there we go. Okay. Like the changes before the board, again, there's no physical environmental impacts, there's no physical changes to land, simply a mapping exercise to create boundaries.
And going back to one of your first comments was the planning area boundaries. The purpose of that is it for us, developers, which you know it is, but what is the cause of these boundaries?
Sure. Yeah, also a very good question. Within a very large specific plan, you'll have what's called a planning area, like smaller boundary areas within a larger scope of the specific plan. And typically developers will do that for a number of reasons. One is there's a phased approach for development, logically. Put the infrastructure in, you build whatever's there, and then you move on to the next planning area and continue that infrastructure on. There are also large lot areas for that very purpose that need to be sold off to different developers that keep homes, which another one come in, buy those planning areas and master plan for that purpose. So it's a bite-sized chunk, very much larger area, and the planning areas also within a specific plan are established by the rules under which they're developed. So they tell you the maximum number of dwelling units that can go in there. They identify as kind of roadway configuration networks, design guidelines, architecture, uses that are allowed, schools, parks, trails, those kind of things are identified within each of the planning areas.
Thank you.
Good questions. Yes.
I had a couple questions. First, I'm talking really fast, so I missed some of what you're saying. But for clarification, is Nuevo going to get an updated project list for the next MAC meeting, or do we look at the District 5 general?
I'll see what I can do to prepare a specific project list for Nuevo. In the interim, you can always go on the planning department website, download the 5th district list, and you'll get a list of all the active projects.
Thank you. Sure. Second, as far as Lawrence's question about Richland, they are going to try for a zoning change. Now, if they don't get that zoning change, how long before they can try it?
They can turn around the next day and reapply.
Yeah, the question I was originally trying to ask was how many years you get to go from a residential to a commercial zone? Is there a certain time period for that to be allowed? That's the reason why.
Okay, I think I understand what you're asking. Yeah. So, do I have time for this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. There's two distinct processes here. One is with regards to the specific plan. They have an approved specific plan already, which establishes the land uses and how it's going to be built out. There's no time frame for amending a specific plan. In other words, you don't have to wait any period of time. If you want to change planning areas around, change uses, and then the text in, they can submit and do that at any time. I think what you're referring to is a foundation for the planning process. And with respect to that, there is a certain type of general plan amendments that require this 8-year waiting period. And I can provide a presentation on that next time if that helps. Going from one foundation to a different foundation requires that 8-year waiting period. Changing a general plan land use within the same foundation, you can submit at any time.
So Richland can submit any time. So 8-year rule.
Correct.
My next question. We met with Richland as well, and I think several people in the community have. During our meeting, a man named Tony Torres, who works for Richland, said he had conducted a survey of Nuevo December 24, March of 25, and he said, lots of people love the idea. We asked him specifically for that survey. Now, the question to you is, are you aware of that survey? And if so, can we take a look at it?
I'm not aware of that survey. Developers will conduct their own community engagement outreach, as I said earlier today. Sometimes they will involve the planning department, sometimes they will not. Sometimes they will provide us the results of the surveys or that outreach, sometimes they will not. They're not required or obligated to. If they share that with us, we'd be happy to share with everybody else.
So the due diligence of following up of what the developer does is on the community and not on the department.
As planning staff, when developments are getting ready to start going through the public hearing process, we generally recommend that they reach out to respective district offices, schedule some kind of MAC meeting to showcase the projects that they're working on. So whether they all do that or not, it's entirely developers and district offices. Obviously, the hundreds of projects that we have going on at any time, you're probably not going to want to see itself as they present. Right? It's more along the lines of the bigger, larger scale projects.
Go ahead first.
Sure.
For mechanicals for the planning
area, is that for unincorporated terrace or is that actually part of the unincorporated?
It's the specific plan right next to it.
Yeah, but for that specific planning area, the planning house is for unincorporated terrace, unincorporated tribal.
Well, incorporated, so yeah. So we don't have.
No, yeah, I understand, but is that part of terrace or is that?
Not part of the city plan.
Is it in the way though?
Yeah, the thing is, for Mechanic Hill, part of the funding is the Walmart Bay, which is technically more or less terrace, and then part of the funds goes to it.
I don't have the answer relative to what the boundary is versus.
So that,
It's on the specific plan, all the details are on our website. The maps are kind of short.
and then when it comes to court, the director's court hearing, all of that information will be available, or?
Not necessarily, it's not part of the decision making at that time, it's just, just establishing the planning area within the boundary.
One last question, I appreciate the patience. The ad hoc committee formed by Jeffrey.
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez, what's the status of that?
It's ongoing, so we're still working through, resolving some of the staffing challenges we had and processing, so we're, planning to do it and trying to improve it.
Do we have a principal planner lined up yet, or?
Yes. Yes. We're almost fully staffed.
Couple things real quick. If I can make a motion to District 5 for the next MAC meeting, could we please provide a list to the community based upon August 31st dates of any pending projects that impact the surrounding areas, make it an appendix to the next agenda. So that way that people aren't searching for that information and wondering, is this project going, this project, et cetera, because one of the concerns I'm starting to have is everybody's focused on Richland. What other projects are trying to slide in the back door to set a prior precedent to allow Richland to happen? Okay. So we have a gentleman that wants to put up, warehouses that sets prior precedent. So I'd like a list as an appendix to the next agenda, please. In regards to, love all the information provided you. Good man, thank you for that, Sheldon. In regards to Richland's currently approved status, it is my understanding based on the call that I had with them yesterday that they already have residential approved. Is that correct?
Talking to Stone Ridge or?
Yes.
So Stone Ridge is an approved specific plan today. And it was approved for primarily all residential. So if they wanted to build the residential, they could go forward with building residential today. They have to submit individual tract maps on planning areas where they could go forward with that plan.
Thank you, Mr. Ella. And the reason I want to bring that to the community's attention is that there's a contradiction of information being provided by Richland to this particular MAC member because while they say they've done it and polled the community with respect to the traction that they're trying to achieve for the warehouses and such, the next sentence was, well, the housing market is changing. It may be more profitable for us just to build houses. It's why don't you do it? You might actually support that. And the phone will sound. So they're going to play any and all tactics that they can to do that, so that's fine. My last question on this topic is, has Richland and District 5 set a date for this project to come forward to MAC yet? Because at the last meeting we made a motion to give them a 30-minute time limit. Has that date been set, or do we know when that potentially may happen?
I'm not sure it's been set yet. The project itself is still in the review process. It has a way to go before we consider taking it for public hearing. So our goal is to have them come and present that to SMAC at some point before it gets scheduled.
Will, if I may, I thought you were suggesting a separate meeting for Richland.
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Chairman. So we had suggested a separate meeting with a 30-minute limit for Richland Presents. That way the community could speak. I'm just wondering what that timeline looks like because there's a lot of comments from the community about timing. Do they have statute limitations of this expiring and so on and so forth? To me, it's like we're sitting here waiting in limbo. If they want to build houses today, they can. I don't think the community would really oppose that, okay? But there's a lot of opposition to the warehouses. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So collectively, we're all informed and know at least what's coming.
One last pitch, communication information, is always an issue trying to get out there. We all recognize that people have limitations to the internet and email. That is one of the best ways to get information in real time. We have a newsletter, mailing list on our website. We send out all information, planning related, all of our agendas, projects that are available for workshops, public comment review, so give your email address, you'll get information on it, so.
Okay, last question.
Just sure, just hold
Yes.
on.
Yes,
Is it gonna be this year?
I don't know,
I think we're sure about that. You don't know if it's gonna be this year.
doesn't have to be, there's no requirement to move forward, it's up to the developer.
Just make that one. Don't have to be. All right, thank you.
So we don't have an official date.
Correct. You will be the first to know when we have an official date.
John,
Yes.
going after what both these gentlemen were talking about, just to get some clarification. What is different about the true project that is currently approved for houses? Okay, whereas other projects that are zoned for housing or what, or rural or rural ag or whatever, they have to go through the process every 8 years to be approved in the general plan amendment. What is different about their project going from houses to change the zoning to that? Because they're changing, it's different than the general plan.
I need a visual. The visual shows what that looks like. 30 seconds and I'll.
Yes, please, go ahead.
So the county has an odd general plan configuration language. Nobody else in the state does. We have what's called foundations. Think in terms of a bucket. 5 buckets. Within those buckets are a set of general plan land uses, industrial, residential, etc. If you have to change land use from one bucket to another bucket, it's subject to that 8-year process, that foundation general plan 8-year process. If you're changing a general plan land use within the same bucket, you're not subject to regulation. It's before the end of time. So what's different is that these specific plans are already all in the same bucket. And changing,
So light industrial and housing are in the same bucket.
I really need a visual to show you. It helps.
And I think what we can do is move to the next meeting with your video presentation. Yes, that'd be good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, because I don't understand.
I don't.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Last comment, I met with Richland and, so John has indicated that there's still a process going on. I appreciate what he says. However, Richland has emphatically indicated to me that they're ready to go for public, meetings right now, public hearings right now. They've got zeal for the deal. Take that with a grain of salt, if you will, but that's what I was told by Richland.
Yes, I know they've reached out to the community and MAC members at the same time, so we will see. Thank you, John.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, that was John Hildebrand. Thank you so much. We also have RCTC. We have, forgive me for not pronouncing your name correctly. Can you please tell us your name?
Yes, Joy Eglis-Yanez. Actually,
Okay. Sure. Okay.
I have a presentation.
So we have a presentation from RCTC. Just need a moment for setting up. Code enforcement will be ready to be on deck.
I'm not scared, I can see it.
For your patience. So good afternoon. Thank you for inviting Riverside County Transportation here. It's very exciting to be here and share a very exciting update with you on a project that we've all been tirelessly working on for the last 3 years. Sharing this with the community that's actually going to benefit from it. So thank you very much for having us. And once again, my name is Jordan Eglis-Yanez. I'm with Riverside County Transportation Commission. I am a capital projects manager assigned to the Mid-County Way Ramona Expressway Construction Contract 3 project, what we call MCP3. And I'm here to provide you guys with the project update and share some great news with you on the next steps. So, next slide, please. So before I go into the MCP3 project, I'd like to provide a broad overview about what the Mid-County Parkway project is as a whole. So as a whole, this project is a arterial that's going to be along Ramona Expressway and also some new alignment. In total it's 16 miles and it's going from the 215 freeway to the 7 freeway. So you can see that here. Just to give some background on what we've completed, in 2022 we opened, in 2023 we opened the Placentia Avenue Interchange project. So that's the new interchange that you see there in the blue circle. And the city of Paris also completed the Placentia Avenue widening, which you see in green. And the project that I'm going to be speaking to you about today is the project in purple. So next slide, please. So the project in purple, which now you will see in red, is a 8.6 mile segment of the MCP. So basically, this project is constructing more than half of this MCP project. So it's going to, after this is all said and done, we're going to be pretty much more than halfway done with the project. And right now, you guys are all familiar. This stretch, which is actually approximately 1 mile east of Ryder Street to Warren Road along Ramona Expressway, is currently 1 lane in each direction. So you'll notice that beyond these limits, it's 2 lanes in each direction, right? So it's a total of 4 lanes. So this is like the only segment that's 1 lane in each direction. What our project is going to do, the MCP3 project, is it's going to be 4 lanes total, 2 lanes in each direction. So you'll have a 4-lane segment all the way through coming through this area. So that's essentially what we're delivering at the end of the day on this project. Along with that, we're going to be constructing 2 bridges. So actually how we're going to do that is the existing 2 lanes that you see there right now is going to be the westbound lanes. And we're going to essentially build 2 new lanes south of that. That's going to be the eastbound lanes. So with that, we're going to be constructing 2 bridges. We're going to be constructing a new bridge over the San Jacinto River. And we're also going to be constructing a wildlife crossing near Bridge Street. So along with this, we're gonna, you're also gonna see bike lanes in each direction. It's gonna be buffered bike lanes, so it's gonna be class 2 bike lanes. And this is, you guys are all very intimately familiar with this corridor being very, very unsafe right now. So that's the main point of why we wanted to deliver this project, to improve safety. With this project, we're going to be also constructing a raised median. So it's going to be fully separated. There's no way that there's going to be any crossover at all. It's going to be a 12-foot median, so it's going to be 10-foot concrete, curb median, and then 1 foot on each side. So it's going to improve safety by doing that. And and we're going to be also doing some traffic signal improvements. But mainly it's going to be widening the road in that corridor. Next slide, please. So as far as next step on this project, we started this effort, the design effort, 3 years ago. But in March of this year, we actually got the design fully approved with the support and working hand in hand with the county. So thank you, Dennis and team, for working with us on this project. They've been a great partner. In June last month, we obtained authorization to move forward with the construction on this project through the CTC, the California Transportation Commission. We actually received a grant for this project, which was, helped us a lot in moving it forward. And we also approved the construction. This month, we are just waiting on the authorization to proceed from the Federal Highway Administration. Once we get that, that's the last prerequisite in order to get this project out to bid. So right now we're scheduling the project to be bid end of this month. July 30th, so hopefully everything falls in place with the E76 and we can advertise that at the end of this month. The ultimate goal is to have this project awarded end of the year, so November, maybe even December timeframe. And you'll start to see construction on this project taking place early 2026. So you'll see boots on the ground then. And this project is 570 working days, so in about 2 or so years to the public for use. So with that pretty much summarizes my update for the MCP project. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. But also, if you would like to receive construction alerts, please reach out to us. The info@rctc.org. That would be the best starting point to get linked up to our team to make sure you're included in the distribution for any construction notifications. So I'm very happy to be here. We also have fact sheets for our project. It's all some fact sheets on the table for you guys, as well as copies of this PowerPoint in case you want more information about the project. So thank you.
And we have one limited question. We have one here.
This is bridge is westbound lane. You said you're going to have bike lanes. That bridge is too narrow to have bike lanes.
It's going to be going over the new bridge.
Awesome. Thank you, Joy.
I just had a quick question. You mentioned the wildlife crossing.
Yes.
Where is that going to be?
It's going to be by Bridge Street. Yeah, west of Bridge Street. It's going to be an undercrossing, so it's not going to be
An undercrossing. Okay.
Yeah, so you're pretty much not even going to barely notice it. So it's just a 50-foot length.
Question. The gentleman, Jason Lee, just during public comment, mentioned this project, which I think is officially in San Jacinto, but is suspiciously close to Bridge Street, close to that wildlife crossing. Are you aware how you might interact with that warehouse project?
So I actually took notes and would like to give more information.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you. With the sign of time here, we're going to move on. Thank you so much, Joy. Now we have code enforcement with Jose Cruz. Oh, well, you're not Jose.
I'm filling in for Jose. He's currently on military leave.
Oh.
So, yes. So it gives me the opportunity, though, to introduce myself. I'm the new senior officer for your community. My name is Stacey Flores. So I will be the new face around here. So I currently have some staff for you guys. For last MAC meeting, which was 33 new open code cases were open. Currently, 2 of them were for accumulated rubbish. 14 of them were for your land use or zoning violations, which could include occupied recreational vehicles, any illegal business activity, things like that. Construction without permit, we had 9 open cases within that time frame today. Vehicle abatement, which is inoperable vehicles, dismantled vehicles. We had 5 cases open. Parking violations as well, we had about 3 cases open. So about 33 cases were open between the last MAC meeting and today. However, cases that were closed between that time frame were 27. So we're trying to keep up with the incoming and hopefully closing them out. So that's all I have for you guys. If there's any questions for the whole Nuevo area. I believe it was approximately a little over 300 for the whole area. So yeah, about 300.
I believe from the last meeting, you've made a significant dent in that particular list. Yes.
I know the ordinance was just changed recently to go down at Menifee and Nuevo, the 500-foot setback for food vendors. When will that go into?
I could definitely look into that to see if I have a date for you. You said Menifee and what? I'm sorry, what?
Menifee and Nuevo. It was supposed to be a 500-foot setback. Now that was approved for the supervisors.
Okay.
It's not currently being enforced.
Okay. I could definitely look into it.
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to meet me after the meeting, I can give you my contact.
Sure. Great.
a lot of small, big truck lots. We've got 5, 10, 15 big diesel trucks. And these are residential air lots. Are you guys seeing a lot of that, or because I have my way, you probably see more if they're not zoned for it.
Right, so if there's a lot of commercial storage yards, that would.
They're parking a lot of trucks there,
Okay.
obviously for warehouse uses or pick it up.
We could take a look into that, drive around and take a look at it.
Parcels, maybe we
If
can
you
talk.
do after meeting, you can come up to me too and we'll talk.
Also, Daisy, there's a graffiti complaint in our area. How do we address that?
Depending on where it's located, if it's private property or if it's on the public road right of way, it depends how we can address that. If it's on the public road right of way, then we can have one of our partner agencies go out there and take care of it. However, if it's on private property, we need to go through the property owner to get consent and so forth.
Yes.
So if there's an address, we take a look at it.
So a third party you're connected with to go to a on county type road.
Correct. So it would be, I believe it could be waste resources, possibly if it's on county maintained road.
Possibly.
Yes.
I can speak to that.
Okay. Okay. We'll do that. Thank you, Daisy. Appreciate it. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Next up, we have EMD Valerie. She's here. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Valerie, and I'm one of the emergency services coordinators with the County of Riverside Emergency Management Department. And just a few updates that we have as we are entering into our fire season for 2025. So just basically staying informed with our following trusted resources, Wire and CAL FIRE. We also have Riverside County Sheriff. We also have our RIPCO ready as well. We update that with any updates that we have. Additionally, having an emergency kit. So just taking into consideration that having 1 gallon of water per person, also for about 7 to 10 days, because never know how long an emergency can last for. Additionally, also having a plan. So just ensuring who your contact is going to be in case you were evacuated or in case you were in an emergency as well. And lastly, also getting involved. So I know last time I spoke a little bit about our community emergency response team class that we offer as well. We do also have LISTOs, which is a shortened version of community preparedness as well. So if you guys don't have the time to commit to about 20 hours, you guys can also sign up for LISTOs. Unfortunately, the closest one that I'm going to be teaching is out in the Panning area, but we can definitely try to coordinate something to give here to the residents of Nuevo as well, if that's something that you're interested in. It's a total of 8 hours, so we can either split it up for 4 hours, 2 hours a day. However, it works better for the community. I would have to be during working hours, so anything from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. would be something that we would look into if you guys are interested in being in a LISTO class as well. Also, most importantly, is signing up for our Alert RIPCO as well, so that way you can receive any critical emergency communication, including evacuation messaging. And also with the Alert RIPCO, you can also receive alerts even when you're not home. So when you sign up through our Alert RIPCO, you can also get updates via email and also SMS text. Currently, we are working with Fire as well. The Dale Fire also, so just basically supporting them in however we can, working with their fire PIO in, when we're doing evacuation orders or warnings. Last time I mentioned as well Genesis. So that's just another platform that we use to push out information. So it's basically zoned up. So just getting to know your zone within your community as well. Genesis is spelled GENASYS. So just becoming familiar with that and ensuring that you're receiving your alerts as well. And going back into having a go bag as well. So ensuring you guys have extra pair of clothes, some tennis shoes, either snacks, anything of that nature. Sometimes when you're going to be evacuated, you're not home necessarily, you can either be at work or somewhere else. So just reminding the community to be Do you guys have? Yes.
Yes, you were talking about the leasehold class.
Yes.
And you said it's only offered.
Right now, yeah.
It's not offered on Saturdays, right?
Unfortunately, not for that. Just because we don't receive grants to be able to teach all these skills, at least with our CERT, the Community Emergency Response Team, we receive grants from the state. So that's where that would come in. So unfortunately, like I said, yeah, the lease skills would just be Monday through Friday.
I know Paris had it on Saturday.
Maybe it was through the city themselves. However, we take care of incorporated areas. So if it is with the city, they have their own. Some of us are contracted with the city, so we have somebody that understands their parents. That would be something that they would organize. However, for like the unincorporated areas, it would be something Monday through Friday. Like I said, we can split it up. I know a lot of us work, unfortunately, for 8 to 5. That's just typically how at least the 8 hours.
Would it be possible to have Mr. Vibe look at having a leasehold class for Nuevo? I think it'd be a great opportunity to bring in the Hispanic community more into the community.
Yeah, at least so it's offered in English and in Spanish. So yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, so in case we can also do it in Spanish as well, and that would be one of the instructors for that as well in Spanish. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or do you want to sign up for that? Like I said, just having that basic preparedness also helps our minds to get thinking as well and where to start also.
Awesome. Thank you, Valerie.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We're going to move along. We have transportation with Dennis Acuna.
Good evening, members. So Dennis Acuna, Director of Transportation. Just wanted to briefly kind of piggyback on code enforcement and the graffiti and the vendors and so forth, so I can kind of talk about that this evening. Real quick on any graffiti, so any kind of road maintenance, graffiti, potholes, down signs, anything you can see from the road. If you don't know if it's on the right of way or not, you can call us and then we'll let you know, and then we'll get you in contact or we'll contact the correct party. So if it's not in the road right of way, it's on private property, then I'll contact code enforcement. So we're not having the residents chase whoever it needs to be, so they can contact us or code. And that number, I think I share every time, is 951-955-6899. That's a general maintenance hotline. You can also go to our website. I don't have it. I have cards if you guys have it. But that phone number actually works really well. You'll get a call back within 24 hours. Typically, if it's a pothole or stop sign, something, it's taken care of within 24 hours. Graffiti may take a little bit longer, or something that's not a traffic hazard. Moving to the ordinance. So, question is ordinance 853 was just amended back in June 10th, I believe it was adopted. It goes into effect August 8th. It's 60 days from adoption date, so they can start enforcing that amendment. So it's August 8th. We did add one location that was added to that was the intersection of Nuevo Menifee, 500 feet in all directions. I've been out there, I live near the area, and noticed that a lot of them have moved away. I know the property owner put some cones on one DMV place. It's pretty effective. It works. Today there was one, but he was way down Nuevo, kind of by the tree. I don't know if it's for the shade or 500 feet, but so in addition to those roads being listed, so this area is really the only roads that are in this area that are restricted. Is that intersection or one trust? Okay, that means vendors, sidewalk vendors, and mobile truck vendors or food vendors can be on any other county roadway. However, there is other restrictions. The ordinance kind of spells out several restrictions. Can be within 200 feet of a school during school hours, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Ice cream trucks are exempt; they're part of different ordinance. They can't be blocking. Can't be near a fire station, police station. So many feet. Can't be blocking driveways 20 feet from fire hydrants. So there's a whole list of things where they still have to follow, even though they're on the road that they're allowed to be on. The big thing for mobile truck food vendors is they can't be setting up awnings and tables and chairs in the right of way. That is explicitly not allowed. They also have to have an environmental food card or a permit for environmental health if they're serving hot food or prepackaged food. But the big thing, and also if the food truck is there for 1 hour or more, you're supposed to have a restroom. It's not for the people visiting, it's for the employees. So it's all spelled out in there. I can send over the amended ordinance to the MAC so you guys can go through it. It's on the county website. But it is very specific. The big change between the previous version and this version was is we included the restrictions for the food trucks on this newer version. Before, they didn't have any location restrictions. So we incorporated them. So now they follow the same as the quote unquote sidewalk vendors would sell, trinkets and whatever else may be. And one question we get a lot is if we can enforce the type of food. They got to call and say it's all tacos. I can't. If you go to Highway 74, there's like 10 taco trucks all selling the same thing, all the same price too. So they might all be good. So that's kind of for that ordinance. Other than that, one big project that we have, we're coordinating with RCTC on the Ramon Expressway project. On the heels of that project, as soon as that one is done, we'll be replacing the Nuevo Road bridge that's over San River to a full future 6-lane bridge, but it'll be accommodate that. So we got some final funding through the state and through WRPOG recently. So we are in the environmental phase. Environmental will be adopted next year, and then plans, and then we're timing it so when they're done at the end of 27, I think, or beginning 28, we'll start our because we don't want to affect a lot of traffic coming into Nuevo with something under construction. So we're being mindful. We'll probably be ready in 2 years, but we're going to wait 3 years to avoid the traffic for Lee County Park being constructed. And then we have some other minor maintenance projects in the area, and the UCI project. We have 2, Gibson and Contour. We have money from supervisor's office. We are packaging that up with Gibson and 10th Street. So we're going to have 4 roads, and that's going to be advertised later this year. So with that, that's my presentation.
There has been a complaint about manhole covers being misplaced or taken out of their place on the Nuevo Road.
Oh, I was not aware.
It was on the Nuevo page, yeah.
Okay. There's a whole bunch of Nuevo pages. It's so restricted, so they don't want me to see. Yeah, definitely that. I'll definitely make sure our guys know about that. Our parish yard is what maintains our streets here. So there's a missing manhole cover. It could be one of the main utilities, or it could be one of ours for storm drain or so forth. So that is important because we don't want that hole falling in this hole. So if you see that, call that number instantly. 689-951. 955-6899. But I will give the heads up to our parish yard. Keep an eye on what's happening.
Post with nice facts.
Oh, yeah.
Quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
Eventually, Nuevo Road is going to be how many lanes someday?
So the general plan is 6-lane road, 3 lanes each direction. We started a project study report to evaluate between Dunlap and Menifee Road. Okay, that's the ultimate destination. That's what's built in Paris. 6 lanes.
You don't stop at Menifee Road for 6 lanes?
So actually, it goes in a little further. I don't know the ultimate alignment because Menifee Road gets realigned in the ultimate alignment.
My feeling is that it's going to go through town all the way to Hanson. Or not take out the houses, and then that's going to go.
Oh yeah, no, it's always a.
And then that's going to go up to the Ramon Expressway to East County Parkway. So
yeah, so those are all general plan roads. Yeah.
Right. So it's going to be 6 lanes flowing through town, going all the way up to the East County Parkway someday.
Someday, and then Nuevo or Lakeview will be 4 lanes. Hanson will be 4 lanes. So if you guys want to know what the ultimate configuration of these roadways are, you go to the County Riverside Planning Department's website, general plan page. They have a circulation element. Okay, and that circulation element, what it is we do a model run every, I would say, 15 years now or so, where we plug in all the land uses that as the whole county builds out. Like tomorrow we switch everything up, built what the approved land uses are, and we model the traffic that's generated from that. We go in there, we have a consultant that pinpoints where they're going, where they're coming, this whole methodology. And then it tells us what the road needs to be to accommodate that time. So when you say general plan road, I mean, it's one of those identified as being needed at some point in the future to be built at that number of lanes to handle this traffic. So if you look at
next year, you'll start construction after the Mid County Parkway.
It's just a bridge. So the bridge is gonna be striped, still the 2 lanes, but we're gonna build it to alternate. Because we're getting 87% of it from Caltrans to build it to alternate. And so instead of putting it back to 2 lanes, plus it needs to be out of the floodplain, it's be raised and widened.
For sake of time, we want to make sure we can do this fully the next meeting. That way we get even more of a breakdown of the transportation plan. Thank you, Dennis. Cal Fire Chief, we have Jesus. How you doing?
Good evening, everybody. Engineer Jesus Euclid, Riverside County. I work at Station 3 here in Nuevo. Just for our total calls for June, we have 4 hazmat incidents, 93 medicals, 16 other touch calls, public assist 2, standby 3 calls, 8 traffic collisions, and 74 wildfires. And in May, we had 141 calls. So our safety message, given the uptick of wildfires, especially as we see in AMSA, we had a total of 4 fires within the last 2 days. We have a lot of resources committed to that. Please be mindful and talk to your neighbors, talk to anybody in the community about your defensible space, 100 feet around your home. Just be mindful of your trees. Try to cut around your trees, no low hanging limbs. And then make sure to hydrate. If you are going to do some yard work, do some clearing around your house, try to do it early. It's getting pretty hot out there. And then also, when we're going to calls, make sure you have your numerics, talk to your neighbors. A lot of houses don't have the address, so we do have our system in our computer and our engine, but it would really help for us. We're trying to respond and give you guys the best service possible. Any questions, please swing by the station. We'll be more than happy to have you guys. We're there 24/7, ready to take calls, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Engineer Jesus.
Thank
you. Okay, Animal Services, Kelsey. And thank you all for doing what you do out there, protecting our landscape.
Hi, good evening, guys. Bear with me, my allergies are doing a number on me today, so I sound kind of terrible. I'm going to try to keep it quick for you. Our Field Services Division responded to a total of 74 calls during the month of June that ended up being a total of 151 responses to said calls. The weekend before the 4th of July, we did a microchip and vaccination clinic and served 250 plus pets with free services before the 4th of July, which helped with a lot of stray animals over the fireworks and all that kind of jazz. So I was really glad that we could support the community doing that. They were very patient with us. We had a bigger turnout than we thought that we would, so hopefully a little bit better planning will go into that next year. We have a couple different events going on right now. Just due to our population, we're doing free adoptions. We are doing free reclaims. We are being part of the Bissell's Empty the Shelters adoption event that's going on this month. So that started earlier this month. We also have our Go Big or Go Home event, which is specifically geared towards large breed dogs. People come in and adopt large breed dogs over a certain weight. We are gifting them with a $50 PetSmart Petco gift card in order to help get that pet settled in at home and to have some better resources for that pet to stay at home. Our Riverside location is going to be open until midnight on Saturday the 19th in the hopes that we're going to be able to get more adopters and rescue partners in to have animals leave the shelter. So if you guys work late or want to help an animal or know people in the Riverside area, our shelter there at 6851 Van Buren Boulevard will be open until midnight, Saturday the 19th. And as always, we are continuing to support the community by doing free vaccine, or not free, I'm so sorry, reduced cost vaccination and microchip clinics on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the shelter here in San Jacinto. I believe that is all that I have for you guys today. Anything for me?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Flood control, Ryan Gosling. Oh, Jackson. Okay, it's 2 names, I think.
2 names, okay. So the updates for today, they're going to be pretty similar to last meeting. So we'll just go over the 2 projects that we have. The first one is Lakeview Nuevo laterals D and E. So for this one, we're still going through the process of easement appraisals. So we're hoping to send out offers in the near future. And then for laterals A and B, the channel restoration project. So we just picked a consultant this week. So they'll be starting the design efforts for that project this month. But yeah, those are the updates for the projects.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One question, real quick, please.
Hi, John. So you need written permission on the private roads such as like Water Avenue in order to move forward. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, no eminent domain or anything like that on that private road?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
For the record, thank you.
Thank you so much. Moving forward, we have staff report, Supervisor Gutierrez's office, District 5 update from Ruben.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and actually, Alonis Galasa from Senator Cervantes' office informed me that he needs to get home to his daughter. Is it okay if we let him go before?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that. I do have an hour and a half drive home. But I wanted to be here and announce a couple things. Good evening, everyone. My name is Alonis Galarza, and I'm here on behalf of State Senator Sabrina Cervantes to thank you all for your leadership and provide a brief update on some key legislative efforts and district services. Senator Cervantes continues to champion public safety, justice, and emergency preparedness for communities like Nuevo. I'm proud to share that our bills are moving forward successfully advanced out of the Assembly. First, Senate Bill 4, which establishes a missing and murdered Indigenous persons justice program, is moving forward. This bill addresses the urgent need for better investigations and coordination in some cases involving missing or murdered Indigenous people, especially women and girls. It's a step toward long-overdue justice and systematic change. Second, Senate Bill 292 has advanced. This legislation helps our region better prepare for public safety power shutoffs. So whenever the public utilities or power utilities decide that they want to shut off power because it's too hot or risk of fire, this bill is requiring clear communication and coordination between the utility provider and emergency response agencies and public agencies. It's about keeping residents safe and informed when it matters the most. In addition to these legislative updates, I'm excited to announce that our office is providing office hours in the area of San Jacinto on the first and third Wednesday of each month. This is part of our commitment to being more accessible to the community. We are actively working to establish a presence here in the Nuevo area as well, and we look forward to continuing the conversation with you. So if you have any suggestions of any spaces for us to hold office hours, please let us know. I'll leave my business card in the back. And on behalf of Senator Cervantes, thank you again for the opportunity to be here. Your continued service to the community. Please don't hesitate to reach out to our office. We're here to help. Any questions?
Thank you, and have a safe drive.
Thank you.
Report from District 5 update.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for your indulgence. We had a few members of the community reach out and ask us for an update regarding the planning ad hoc that was created by the Board of Supervisors, and I wanted to update that essentially what the purpose and the charge was to come up with strategies on recruitment and keeping individuals in the department. The ad hoc meets every couple of months and identify that there was a gap of 12 positions. 10 positions have been filled so far and are working on recruitment for those other two associate planners. The planning department was one of the carve-outs from the county for the hiring freeze, so therefore they can still fill those positions. A5 did hire a new principal planner. Her name is Candace Hughes. Other outcomes were to increase the wages of the planners in order to increase retention and recruitment, and the creation of the liaison. And another outcome was the creation of the liaison or ombudsman, if if you will, in order to help smaller businesses navigate the processes of the planning department. The supervisor feels like it's going pretty well. And once the ad hoc is completed its charge, it will be reported out to the public in a board report for the public to have that information. Another update is that the budget was adopted by the board of supervisors last month. However, much of the county budget is dictated by the federal government and federal funding, so the executive office is still working out how the recently approved Big Beautiful Bill will affect our county departments. Well, we will have a budget update at the next MAC meeting once the county has identified which gaps we can and cannot fill, and which we are still working through currently. But the bottom line and brass tacks here is that many county departments will be affected by the Big Beautiful Bill. Also, we are planning on providing a heli hydrant presentation at our next MAC meeting as well. So it looks like we're gonna have a pretty long agenda that day. So bring some coffee that we because it's looking like it's gonna be a long one. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. That is it for me for today. I'm here to answer any questions.
Thank you for the heli hydrant.
Of course.
That's awesome. Okay. All righty. Now, is Jet Benavides here? Jet's not here. Moving on. Now we've concluded the staff reports from the supervisor at Gutierrez's office, and we're going to go down to council member reports, comments. Council members may report on meetings with members of the public, county department staff, local agency staff, and or provide items of interest to the public and council. Members also may request that items be placed on a future agenda for consideration and possible action. Mr. Williams, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chairman. I think that the Nuevo Lakeview community is a very passionate and active community that in between MAC meetings is always pushing for the betterment of the community. I'm going to request that consideration be made by District 5 to increase the frequency of the MAC meetings moving forward. Too much time is passing between meetings and nothing is getting done. It is becoming a waste of time. This is my third MAC meeting and I'm seeing a lot of the same regurgitated stuff. That's not how business works. So the supervisor assured me and committed to me when I first started that we would make a change, would make a difference, and more things change, more would stay the same. So I'm respectfully asking District 5 to put on notice that we need to do better. This is not acceptable as a resident and as a member of the MAP. And I've actually been in contact with Supervisor Gutierrez today on this topic, and he's agreed to meet me face to face the next 2 weeks because we've got to start doing better. We've got a community of passionate people that I see the same faces saying the same things, and we need our leadership to make sure that it's not falling on deaf ears.
Thank you, Will. Lisa?
Yes, for the gentleman that came up and instead of you having his meeting on the 29th, I believe, on your 500 acres, I would request that you would come back to the next MAC meeting and give us the update of how your function went. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Samantha? All righty. I'd like to say thank you all for being here. And one of the things I want to mention is we do have a lot of developments taking place in our town. I used to say this when we first moved here back in 2017, this is the best kept secret. And now we're realizing that there is more development coming, residential development, that things have been approved, as well as some retail, small industrial. Now we're looking at what's happening with Richmond, trying to change the code, or zoning rather, not the code, but zoning, and how important it is for us to realize what we need here in our area. We have to take on the responsibility of making sure we speak our mindsets for these different developments, because at some point, well, we have to fight it, but at some point, we have to want what we want and get what we get by the time these things come to a place. That's why it's important, like you're doing now, staying in contact with the meetings and scheduling meetings and listening, and applauding you, T, for doing what you're doing with the Nuevo construction. It's important for us to be understanding, for us to understand what's going on. And you do a terrific job breaking things down on your site. Nuevo Construction. Construction, say it again. What's Construction Nuevo? Thank you. And I also want to thank Chuck for the security that you're doing with the public, what do you call it? The Citizens Patrol, yes, excuse me. And how you had redirected the traffic on the parade. That was commendable. We have to look out for each other. And we're that small town, me, my wife, and my family, we have come to love this town, the people of this town, the energy of this town, the connection that we have with each other. And we're still learning all of your names and your faces. But the essence of the heart of Nuevo is a true thing here. And we're seeing it in our conversation. We're seeing it in how we have the passion to see what needs to happen next. And our next thing is new, because Nuevo in Spanish is new. We have to look for the new things. So we have to look for a new mindset, but also holding our staying true to our, how I want to say this, values. The values of the Nuevo are very, very important. Your values are important. Your family's values are important. I want to say thank you for continually to hear the heart of the Nuevo and being that heartbeat of the Nuevo. Nuevo strong. That's what I want to say. All right, that's the comments that I have. And since we've all expressed what we want to do for the council or the MAC here, moving on here, information calendar, agenda items for next meeting. We've gotten those items addressed. Okay. And we'll have an early adjournment, 7:46. Thank you all for being here and drive safe. See you. Oh, and also next meeting, September 18th. September 18th. Put that on your calendar. Thank you much.
It post on Facebook. People that will much better off sending an email to each administrator, each